Give me the countdown.
I did.
It's the final countdown. Now stop, you're going too long. You're only allowed to go 7 seconds. 7 seconds.
You know, I gotta say, it's fucking hilarious to lip sing to your song while staring at you every time we do this.
I was listening to this. I know maybe people don't know out there, but you're not allowed to really use other people's music. So when we do music, we only use stuff that I create because it's easy and we don't have to like ask for licensing rights because I'm just giving it. And I was listening to this other podcast, and they have like a section where they talk about dogs and like cool dog stories.
Okay.
And they had that song like, let me tell you about my best friend. That song's going off, and I'm like, they're going to get in trouble. And after like the 5th time they did it, it's a completely different song, and I'm like, oh, I bet they got in trouble.
Possibly.
It's so funny. I'm like, that's way past 7 seconds. You got to do only 7 seconds, guys. What the hell are you doing?
Which I know you're allowed to do some of that if you're not being monetized at all. Like if you say,
yeah, but most podcasts are probably being monetized. So.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, and no, it makes it easy.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, welcome back.
Woohoo!
We are Soul of a Gamer.
Yes.
I'm Scott.
And I'm Steven.
And here we come at you with another game. This time we are playing
Duke Nukem Forever.
The worst Duke Nukem game.
Yay!
But yeah, we hope you enjoyed last week's episode. We played Stray. Yeah, and it was that one was a lot of fun. We were really happy with that one. So we'll see what we say about this one. Really fast, guys, before we continue, please check us out on soulofagamerpodcast.com. You can suggest games up there. Check out little bios of us, like do stuff, you know. Email us at soulofgamer@gmail.com. Steven, give me some more stuff they can do.
You can go to our TikTok and Instagram. We also have our Facebook page. I don't know if you just already said that and I'm just repeating, but oh, cool. Good. But yes, Soul of a Gamer Podcast on all of those. We go to those places and find us there. I try to announce our episodes upcoming and when they release, and then we are also putting any extra content on there as well.
And if you've noticed this is coming out late, that is because we fucked up.
Yay!
So we are re-recording it the day after we should have, and we are a day behind. So sorry!
And, for everyone, if you're wondering, it's not my fault this time!
No, that was all me. I didn't turn off my computer for a while, and then it just crashed, and I was like, oh, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense.
But I'm just glad it wasn't me this time. Yeah, I didn't fuck up. One time.
Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, on that Diablo episode we recorded a while back, this motherfucker, he's a piece of shit. Like, literally, we record the entire episode. It's like an hour and a half long. The entire time. And then we had a guest star, which was his brother for that episode, which was a lot of fun. And we had some funny moments in that. And then we find out after, oh, hey, none of it recorded.
Oh, yeah, that was so
And then we do another hour and a half recording, and I'm, like, sitting there pissed off because I'm like, God damn it, that was such a good fucking recording, and we fucked it all up.
And then we were both annoyed doing the same thing again, so it wasn't the same.
Yeah. Like, it's just so annoying, but we've done that several times where, like, something, and it's never been my fault, so this is actually the first time it's been my fault. It's literally always his fault somehow. I don't know how he does it.
Which is why I cheered for it.
I don't know how it doesn't record sometimes, but sometimes that happens. But here it's easier because we know when we're recording.
Yes. We got so much better.
Yeah. All right, so let's just move on straight to our first segment.
What's on the box?
All right, so for those of you who are wondering, I am checking out the Xbox 360 box. It looks like it's got a giant mushroom cloud behind the name of the game, and then a up skirt kind of view angle of Duke holding a pistol.
Up skirt. Most people just say the Marilyn Manson view, or sorry, not Marilyn Manson, the Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, there you go. And he's got his pistol where his cock should be, and it looks like there's a woman doing a reach around to give him a pistol hand job.
Yep. I mean, why not?
I mean, yeah.
Guys, fair warning for you before we move on. This game is really explicit. There's a lot of things, sex stuff. There's a lot of boobs. There's like, if you're a child, don't play this game. Or, I mean, I guess I don't give a shit. I would have played this game when I was a kid. I don't think it really matters. To me, it's like, why do you care? If you see tits at 11, who gives a shit? You're going to see them eventually or know what they are eventually.
True.
I think we treat sex like a closed topic, and it never should be.
Oh, yeah. Continue. And sexual oppression is not great either. It can spark up a lot of bad things.
Yep.
But this game is very crude in a lot of different ways, so fair warning on that.
And some gross stuff too, just gross stuff in general. Like I was like,
you can grab poop and throw poop in this game.
You can piss.
There's
you can literally piss. Yeah, there's a piss fucking button, which is stupid, but whatever. We'll get into that later. Let's just continue with this box.
Yes. So back at the box, come get some. The king is back, cocked, loaded, and ready for action. Duke Nukem is pure, unadulterated fun. Bastard alien hordes are stealing Earth's women, but nothing stands between Duke and his babes. Epic ass-kicking, massive weapons, giant explosions. Yes! Inappropriate, insensitive, and offensive. You bet! Get ready for the most bitchin' and bodacious time you're likely to ever have. A booze-chugging, stripper ogling, baddie-blasting good time.
Nice. Did you notice what they said in there?
Which part? There's a lot of things in there.
Duke Nukem is fun?
Yeah.
How come they didn't say Duke Nukem Forever is fun? I wonder if they just knew. I wonder if they like played the game and they're like, people are gonna fucking hate this, and they're like, we're not gonna put it up.
Yeah, like I know this game is a satire game in a lot of ways, but it's also like there's satire and then there's bad. Yeah. And this is both.
Well, and it's like game. We'll talk about it when we get in. But the difference between like the story I expected to be bad, that's just kind of what you expect. You just don't expect the gameplay to be bad, and that's where I think they failed a lot. But yeah, I like that actually. I think that's a great. The box is actually really cool.
The box,
it is
honestly,
actually cool.
It does good, and it does draw you in. I don't know how many times I saw this box at the store and didn't really know what it was, but I knew like my parents wouldn't let me buy this game, so I just didn't even pick it up. But
by the way, guys, neither of us have ever played another Duke Nukem game, so this is our first intro into Duke Nukem. So if you guys are screaming at us, play the fucking third one, or I think maybe the second one was the best one. No, 3D. It's 3D. So it's the third one. So if you're screaming at us, I'm sorry, we've never fucking played it.
And if you're wondering why we would pick this one to start with for this, I wanted to play a bad game. Since we've played so many good games recently, so gotta have to throw some shit ones in.
And honestly, this one probably had smoother gameplay than the other ones. The first one, I don't know if you know this, it came out like 91.
I know it's old from what I looked at.
Yeah. So all right, well let's that was the box. Let's move on.
Are we jamming?
All right. So are we jamming?
Let's start this out with just telling you about the cast here. This cast features a good amount of people. John St. John as Duke Nukem, Chloe Clark Soules as Little Jimmy, Jennifer Ibarra as Duke's computer, Bruce DuBose as General Graves, Julio Cesar Cedilla as the President, Cameron Cobb as Captain Dillon, and Jennifer Green as the Twins. The composer for this game is Eric von Rothkirch. Oh, yeah. I would say yes to jammin'. Honestly, the music was a lot of fun. This reminded me a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Fair. That and Clutch Nixon from Far Cry 5. It's
all fucking rock. It's all fun. Like you're nonstop rocking out in the background. It's like if you've ever seen what was that, Peacekeeper?
Oh, I haven't watched that show yet.
It's really good, but the entire music behind that show is all 80s hair metal.
Oh, nice.
And it's just fun with that. Like, that's the regard of what this all felt like in the background. Even though Duke Nukem never really expressed interest in the music that was playing, I think it would have really fit his character to say, this is pussy shit, and throw on something like hard rock or something, you know?
Yeah. And I will say, as crude as this dialogue is, the main character does do what it feels like they were trying to portray with the character very well.
To be honest, that was the only one I didn't like the voice acting for, the main character. But I'm like, I think this is the point. I think this is how he's supposed to fucking sound. He just sounds weird. He doesn't sound like anyone would normally talk that way.
See, like, I kind of at least knew what I was expecting with the voice of this game, because I don't know how many of my friends loved the original games and always would do that tagline of, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yeah. Like,
that's like, so I was expecting the stupid dialogue.
Everyone now makes fun of it and tries something different. I think in Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged, they said, I'm here to kick ass and play card games. And I'm all out of ass.
That's right.
And you're like, oh, okay, yep. All out of ass. Well, but the voice acting in general was good. I mean, it did what it was supposed to do. It's kind of annoying sometimes. Like, basically every woman is a Valley girl.
Yeah.
Every single one. Every fucking woman is a Valley girl.
And every woman wants to fuck him and suck his dick.
Every single one goes up to him and says, like, hey, Duke, meet me after the show later. And you're like, okay, yep.
The most out-of-pocket thing, though, was that when he was miniature, and the girl's like, oh my god, I wonder if I could, like, put him inside of my vagina. Yeah. And, like, what he would do in there. And I'm like, what the fuck?
It's so weird, but Duke is, like, exuding fucking sexuality nonstop through this game, but his character never sounds like it, does he? Like, he never sounds like he even cares about sex. At any point, he'll say things like, "I can't believe they took the women. Why do they always take the hot ones?" You know?
Yeah, seriously. Like, even the game starts out with him getting head in a hot tub, and he doesn't even seem to care about. Thanks. Oh, yeah, I'll see you at the party. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's like it's like the character itself, the way it sounds, he doesn't give a shit because he gets it all the time, probably. But it's just interesting. Male characters, actually, they had better voice roles than the female ones. They really did kind of write the male ones a little bit better. But I think, again, that was probably on purpose.
This game is offensive, and they're trying to be offensive. They're hitting their mark.
Yeah. I would agree. That was music. Like I said, it was good. It was fun. The background music was always good. I was walking around just like kind of enjoying it. But let's want to move on.
One other dialogue thing. Easter egg when they brought up the power armor from Halo.
Oh yeah, power armor's for pussy.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so stupid.
That's like one of the best lines in the game. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah, he just walks out and some guy's like, hey, Duke, we've got some power armor in the back of that truck for you. And you look at it and it's literally the Halo armor. It is the 100% the Halo armor. And then he says that line and you're like, okay, I'm going to enjoy at least the voice lines in this game.
Yeah, there's some of them that were pretty funny.
They hit pretty good. Yeah. Whenever he talked, they hit really good. Everyone else just kind of, their lines floated around him more of. So it was hard to, like, have anyone really star in this game besides Duke.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on.
How does it play?
Oh, this game plays like shit.
So first off, let's just say that this game is made by Gearbox Software.
Yes.
That is the same company that made the Borderlands games. They didn't make the original Duke Nukem games. I honestly don't know who did that because they didn't make this one. And maybe that was the big problem. Maybe the original writers just didn't jump in there and do anything. Or maybe Gearbox absorbed them or something. Something of that nature.
This company also does a lot of, like, PC ports, and they did a lot of, like, the Half-Life, like, side games.
Yeah, so, like, they're a company that made some good shit, though. Borderlands is probably one of the best games ever made, and they fucked this so bad, and I think it's because they didn't want to overshadow Borderlands.
Maybe? I don't know.
Honestly,
why would you not want to have success? Like, why would you ever shoot yourself in the foot to, even if you could surpass your game?
Well, it's interesting because this is not their idea. It's like, Obsidian made Knights of the Old Republic 2. That wasn't BioWare. And they did a much better job than BioWare did. And I thought that was really showcasing how good of a company they were.
Yeah.
But even though they didn't have the original idea, they still took it and made it their own.
True.
This company probably thought the opposite. Like, well, why would we give a shit? Borderlands is a really high-selling game, and we're already working on number 2. So why the fuck would we care about how many people we put on Duke Nukem Forever?
Could be the case. I know this game was in development hell for like 12 years too, so there could have been a lot of like turnover of employees and switching around and
so
moving
what
around.
my guess is the studio flopped.
Yeah, probably.
Right. So whatever original studio had Duke Nukem probably flopped. Just game studios did that all the time, and they still do. Like 90% of them. Think of what's the Telltale? Telltale completely flopped and died.
Yeah.
Someone else had to come in and remake it, basically just buying the name rights, and that's it.
Yeah.
But it's just that's what happens. And back then, it happened more often because there were way more gaming companies than right now. Now it's like 5 gaming companies, and that's all you get. They probably flopped, and then that put it in development hell for at least 4 or 5 years, and then someone picked it up, and then they couldn't get it to work right. And it's just that kind of stuff. So, but let's move on to a little bit more gameplay chat. This game features, your standard shit: movement, jumping, shooting. It's a first-person shooter, action adventure game, pretty much. I will say, jumping is atrocious.
It's so bad.
It just looks bad. It's not that it's bad. It just looks fucking terrible. It doesn't feel right when you jump.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was in front of a mirror because you're in an elevator, and you're, like, in front of this mirror, and you jump. And then it literally, if you watch the mirror, none of your body moves but your calves and your feet when you're jumping. And, other games are like, they put a lot of work into making the animations for their fucking stuff really good. And, like, even in Halo, you jump, but you feel like you're jumping.
Yeah.
In this, it just felt so unnatural to fucking jump.
Yeah.
It was so weird. Such a weird feeling to have in a game.
The timing was off sometimes, especially when you're miniature. It was, like, almost harder to jump sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. And this game, shooting is really bad. There's no aim assist on it. It didn't feel like there was aim assist, at least. There might have been some, but I did not feel like I ever had it. And it's not like a big deal, but controller players really need that because we don't have that. The level of control you have with a mouse and then the level of control you have with the controller are so fucking vastly different. And you need a little bit of aim assist to kind of help you sway to the right area so you're not over doing it,
Well, not only that, but no matter what I did for the visuals and the graphic settings, and no matter what I did for the sensitivity of the controls, they never felt good. Like, just the entire aiming didn't feel good. The shooting never felt good.
No.
There's 3 difficulties for this game, but I tried all 3 of them, and it didn't seem like there was a difference at all between any of the 3. Like, I died just as much on easy as I did hard, and it was that's so stupid. It's just dumb.
This game does. There's one thing about this game I told him on the last time we recorded this, but the elevator. Literally, in the first part of this game, you spend like 3.5 minutes in an elevator just trying to get to the bottom.
Yeah, because you're in the
penthouse. And to me, like, you could just skip that. You could just black screen that and get it out. You're done. You don't have to worry about, like, doing elevator scenes. He didn't say any voice lines in that time. You got, like, a little bit of news in the... it's mostly elevator music, but I think mostly you just got that and just maybe a tiny bit of news overhead. So, really nothing. So that was I don't know what they were thinking with that fucking choice of having 3 minutes in a fucking elevator. A really piss poor choice.
The pacing of this entire game is awful. There's so many stretches of just like not seeing anything. They have weird puzzle placements.
Yeah. Too many fucking puzzles, to be honest. Yeah. Like, this is a first person shooter. I don't want to fucking do a bunch of puzzles. Yeah. I want to fucking fight. I get bored when I'm just stopping for like 7 minutes at a time to do a fucking puzzle every fucking mission.
Yeah, it's just bad. And like there's 23 missions in this game, and like several of them have 2 or 3 parts.
Yeah.
So like the pacing just feels weird, and there's some parts where there's no combat at all. There's some parts where it's literally just like walking from point A to point B, and then he says like 3 things of dialogue, and then it's like part over, and I'm like, why was this even a part? Just add this, like, why separate this?
One part could be an hour long, and the next part could be like 4 minutes, and you're like, okay, this is really just added to the fucking hour long one.
Yeah, or just separate everything just felt weird, and it just like nothing felt great. I had a really bad bug. If you're playing on this PC port for this, make sure to turn on in the visual settings the vertical sync. In the monster truck parts of this game, the gaps are ginormous that you have to be able to cross. I sat there for 36 minutes before my wife and I both were scaling the Steam community, trying to find what the issue was or if anybody else was having problems. A ton of people on the PC port all had this issue, and they said if you turn on the vertical sync, it works perfectly first time because it's actually causing the graphics card to clip the truck to slow it down, so you can't do it unless you turn that on. And I'm like, and it worked first try. I was like, that's so stupid. That is so stupid.
Yeah, and then other games have done that. It's specifically with older games, but I mean, I don't know. I had a game, I couldn't remember what it was, and I still can't remember where I had to do that same thing, and that fixed all my problems. This game features like a night vision mode called Duke Vision, and it sucks. It literally sucks. It's terror. You can't fucking see anything. If it gets too bright, the Duke Vision like flares in your fucking eyes all of a sudden. You're like, God damn it, can you just fuck the Duke Vision?
And it's almost as bad as the blinding lights in Amnesia every time you had a flashback.
Yeah. And then this also features a couple things that I literally never used at any point because it was just extra bullshit. There's like a steroid you can take that increase your melee damage. Didn't use it. There's like I think a drink.
Drinking beer. You drink beer.
Oh, it's beer, and you get beer goggles basically, and you can like fight like drunken.
It's awful. You can't see shit. It's so
not only that, it's
awful.
disorienting. It's kind of like you don't want to even. I drank one by accident, and then I just put the controller down and I let it wear off.
Yep, I did too.
I was like, this is stupid.
It makes you stronger, like more health resistant. Like you don't lose as much health during that times, but it's not worth it because you can't see shit. Which you need to aim in this game, and the aiming already sucks.
Yeah. Let's see here. I've got a whole bunch written down. Sorry, guys. I didn't like the repeat tapping A, so they have a tap feature in here. So basically, when you open doors that are kind of stuck, you have to tap it. But they do it like 50 times a level. So you're sitting there like, okay, I've got to do this fucking again. Like, not every door needs to be forced open. Not everything needs like a repeated tap. Just fucking get rid of it. Mm-hmm. Honestly, do it like, I don't know, 3 times, and then you're good.
Yeah, I get it for like an elevator door, but like he did it like on so many different things.
Yeah,
on every...
it's unnecessary, and it's just to filter out the amount of time you spend in cutscenes, and it's just not worth it. Just fucking make it a cutscene.
Yeah,
he didn't have that many cutscenes in this fucking game, so it was just like be cool with the cutscenes. I don't give a shit about the fucking cutscenes at all.
There's a lot of weird mini games in this to increase your ego.
Yeah.
Like playing pinball or like having like the mini basketball hoop in your bedroom and like lifting weights and like finding porn magazines. It's like so weird.
Yep. Your ego is basically your health.
Yeah.
Bosses in this game, I'm off and on about this. They were fun. They were cool. I really did enjoy the bosses, but they all felt like the same thing. The only boss that didn't feel like the same were the ones when you're on the highway, the like super mutant ones. And the final boss.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, the other bosses, you're literally in a point where you can only move about 30, 40 feet.
True.
And it's back and forth. And you have to avoid them shooting stuff at you. And then you just shoot rockets at them when you can. Like, it was almost no inventiveness with these fucking bosses. The one where you have to throw the grenades and bounce them off the queen, I think it was.
That was such a bullshit level.
I mean, I didn't mind. That was the most entertaining one because at least you had to throw grenades at her. And it was super easy and quick. But it's just annoying that every boss kind of had the same rudimentary, do this and you'll beat it kind of mentality. Yeah. There weren't multiple, like, different kinds of bosses. They all kind of just blended together.
Yeah, and they were all just bullet sponges, honestly. That's the best way to say it.
On easy mode, I think it took me like 25 rockets to beat the final boss, and I'm like, this is really stupid. This should have taken like 5 rockets probably.
Yeah, honestly.
Also, bosses are dumb for this reason too. You can only hurt them with explosions.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah.
There was something else. I don't remember what the other thing, like environmental explosions or something. Normal bullets can't hurt them, which I thought was so fucking stupid.
Yeah, and even like the Magnum, or not the Magnum, the cannon. Oh god, what the fuck is that called? Why have I drawn
Devastator?
No, not the Devastator. It was the
sniper
pistol
rifle
that had the 12 rounds that you could hold on it.
Oh, I didn't even use that. I only used the shotgun and the fucking rocket launcher.
I kind of liked that weapon too. I don't remember what it was called. Fuck me.
That didn't do anything to him, I'm guessing?
No.
No, yeah, it's just they made bosses too one-dimensional in this game, and again, they're fun. Like they did have some cool bosses that had some cool mechanics, like to you, but you doing anything to them, that's where the mechanics really just ran dry.
Well, and like speaking of like the Devastator, it's like a double rocket launcher that shoots burst shot rockets, so you're shooting 3 rockets at once.
Yeah,
and that thing did like nothing to anybody.
Guys, think of it like a cluster bomb. That's how that Devastator kind of felt, was like a cluster bomb.
It's ridiculous. It was so weak. That's like it's mini rockets. How is this weak?
Executions, you can execute people in this, but it's kind of boring. Just like 2 animations for it. It's not really worth doing. Just shoot them, honestly. Bullets, I will say bullets were a really cool thing about this game. They did have a lot of fucking ammo all over the place. They did. But I really kind of wish they would have went more on the melee track with this, because it seems like that's what Duke Nukem's all about, is his fucking fighting. Yeah. Like his muscles and stuff, but mostly you just use guns the entire time.
True.
I would have loved to do more melee stuff, but melee was kind of useless because you could get mobbed really easy.
Yeah, unless you took the steroids and then went meleeing after him. But, like, you had to kill him really quickly, or, you had that mob thing and you just died really quickly, too.
Oh, this was a really cool thing. So, for instance, in Halo, when you pick up ammo and you get maxed out, but you're not, like, fully reloaded, if you reload, your max then goes down.
Yeah.
So you're not really maxed out. But in here, if you get maxed out and you reload, it's maxed out as if you picked up extra ammo to handle your reload.
Yes.
So, and I thought that was really cool. That was an inventive and smart thing to do in this game. I like it when games do that, because I don't want to have to go backwards. And, like, if I forgot to reload my shotgun before I picked up ammo, it's just nice to know I have a full clip still.
For sure.
Checkpoints were terrible in this game. It was honestly painful to die, because you could sometimes end up 2 seconds right before you died, and sometimes end up 20 minutes before you died. So
it's awful.
Yeah, it was kind of dumb. They should have really standardized the checkpoints a little bit better. And that's all I really have for gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, there's also stupid things like slapping tits.
Yeah, I mean, so like we said already, you can like piss in toilets, you can shit on things or throw shit. I mean, you can, like, it is kind of funny. It really didn't feel great for what you were doing, honestly, half the time. I would have liked it if they would have made this more satirical, where they put like political figures in there and you could piss on your least favorite political figures. That would have been funny. That would have been fun.
Or like pissing on an alien corpse or something. Like,
but you only do that. You only do that in special moments, which is stupid.
Yeah, which that was even weird at that moment.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's just move on.
All right.
It's time for reviews.
All right. It is time for that moment where we decide if you are a little bitch boy or not. Mm-hmm. All right. So
if you're hot, it's called hot or not.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
First review I'm reading is a 3-star review. So after 14 years of waiting, we all knew that DNF, or Duke Nukem Forever, was never going to live up to the hype. Judging it separate from the long wait, I think it's a middle-of-the-road game. It's good chuckles, decent gameplay, some pretty visuals, and of course, the legendary voice of the good old John St. John. However, it borrows heavily from Halo, using its health and weapon limit systems, uses Half-Life style puzzles, and throw in some Gears of War while you're at it. This wouldn't be so bad if Duke didn't keep ripping on said games by constantly throwing subtle jabs their way. In the end, I'd say give it a try. You might find something fun in this game.
So he's right. The Captain Dillon.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be Marcus's friend. Marcus's friend from Gears of War.
Oh, okay.
Because he even has voice lines in there where he's like... the stupid thing in Gears of War where he like failed to protect his family, or his dad died or something. I can't remember exactly what happened in Gears of War, but he has the same voice lines in there, and he'll just say it under his breath sometimes, and you'll hear him and you'll be like, is that Marcus's story? I think Marcus might be the main guy. I don't remember what the people in Gears of War are named, but I remember reading that and being like, oh, that's funny.
All right, so he's valid then?
I think it's valid. He had that's middle of the road. That's exactly what I expect from a 3-star review.
Yeah.
I think maybe don't get mad at them jabbing at games as much, because they're going to do that. That's fucking the point.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's a satire game. It's
exactly.
Every satire jabs at something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, so this is I believe a 1-star review. This game went through development hell, and you could really tell. There are some interesting ideas in the level design and some of the interactables, but the game just feels half-baked and falls flat on its face for the majority of its runtime. The multiplayer, on the other hand, is strangely okay, but barely anyone plays nowadays.
You know, I was wondering if this even had a multiplayer. Cause,
I thought the same thing.
And I think it'd be fun to maybe play the multiplayer, but I don't think it'd be that fun, so they probably could have left that out and just done the story.
Right.
But all right, that one's not too bad.
Yeah,
I don't like flat. I don't like fall flat on its face, but I feel like as a community, as a people, we use metaphors a little bit too much to describe things.
That's fair.
It's like when I tell people like I'm gonna leave now, I say I'll get out of your hair. I don't even know what that fucking means. I just say it.
This might change your opinion on this person saying though they only played for an hour and a half.
I mean, a 1-star review, that's kind of what you expect, is someone quit too early.
True.
I'll give them that's valid. I'll give them a valid.
Okay, that's valid. Okay. All right, so this is a highly positive review. You can bench in this game. You can use steroids. You can drink beer. There's a Duke strip club. Duke coats. 10 out of 10 would rap again to tap that.
Interesting. I don't know they seem really excited. I'm glad they are so happy about the game. They did name things that actually happened in the game, and they seem to like know what was happening. So I guess they can't be a little bitch, right? They're not really a little bitch.
They're not really a little bitch. They just enjoy what they enjoy, and more power to you.
You know what? You're doing great. You're living your best life out there, guy, whoever you are, guy or chick.
I just thought that was funny. I don't have a name on that one at all.
All right, well, probably like loves benching 44 or something.
Oh, it might be ORCLZ.
ORCLZ. Okay, well, whatever.
Oracles? Maybe.
Oracles!
Alright, this is another positive review. In Duke Nukem, you play as Duke, an American, spelled with 2 Ks for some reason. Beer swelling.
I like how your weird part about that was spelled with 2 Ks.
Yeah.
When there's no K in America.
That's why I was so confused. And I was like, why 2 Ks?
It more sounded like you're upset with the number of Ks in there, not
well,
the fact that there's just Ks in there.
Because, like, when people do, like, the America, fuck yeah, some people spell it with a
K
on
they
purpose.
did.
Yeah.
Guys, by the way, we forgot to mention they did do that song in there.
Yeah. he
America! Fuck yeah!
Which every time my wife hears that, she starts singing the rest of the song because she loves it too much.
Say the motherfucking wow, yeah, America! Fuck yeah! You have to do the whole thing.
It's great.
Yep. All right, continue.
All right. So an American beer swilling, steroid abusing, sexist perverted macho guy who likes to slap alien triple breast. I think an homage to another macho Arnie in Total Recall. Despite the toilet humor, look at the achievements. The list is literally toilet humor. This game is average, has a few funny moments, and some crazy overpowered weapons. It is all about the campaign, though, as multiplayer, as worthless as the waste product flushed down our toilets. I hope Duke is washing his hands.
Why do we talk in metaphors so much?
I don't know.
This is as useless as, or similes, I guess, similes and metaphors. Like, just fucking say what you're saying. I think this is literal shit.
True. What powerful weapons were you using?
Yeah, I was like, shotgun maybe is the most powerful weapon in the game, but like other than that, there's nothing fucking powerful in that game.
Yep, and just another true thing on all the things he said about the game.
Yeah, but still, little bitch boy.
Yep, that one's a little bit. All right, this is a positive review. I picked up a piece of poop, got sucked up by 2 girls, and got money.
Okay, well, interesting. I'm gonna say little bitch boy on that one, only because they didn't say what they enjoyed or hated about it. They just said, I got to do these things. Positive.
And then I'll do this one last one. Boobies. Ha ha ha. He said balls. Ha ha. She said he'd put him in her vagina when he shrank. Ha ha. Hit his balls. Ha ha. Boobies.
Okay, well, that person.
I think
really
valid.
likes- yeah.
Because like that's literally the game. Like so much of it. Like even which we didn't mention. Defeating some of the bosses is literally punching them in the balls over and over again, and it's called humiliating them.
Yeah, you're just like punching them in the balls or grabbing their
stupid.
tits, like literally nonstop.
You insert a bomb into basically a vagina of this monster.
Yep.
There's a lot of things like that. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Just boobs, yay!
Yay, boobs!
Offensive shit, yay!
We get to hear boobs.
Yay!
All right, well, that was good. Let's move on.
It's story time. Let's get started.
Let's get started, Scott.
All right. Well, this story, I'm not going to mention any of the crude stuff. We'll talk about that more on our own. But the game starts 12 years after Duke saved the world from an alien invasion. Duke is a household name, and many people love him. Women are constantly trying to sleep with him, and he even owns his own chain of burger joints and a casino. Everything in his life had went pretty well. Duke is scheduled to be on a talk show, and as he travels there, the aliens return. The aliens are peaceful at first, but soon begin killing the men and abducting the women so they can have their alien babies. Duke goes to his Duke cave in order to see what General Graves and the president want him to do. They both say, don't provoke them. They want an alliance between the two. The aliens then begin attacking Duke's home, forcing him to act. He fights through the Duke cave to make it to his casino. He goes to the roof of the building to destroy one of the giant alien ships. He then goes to the casino. He gets to the casino and makes it outside and heads towards the Duke Dome in order to kill the alien queen. He kills her, but is knocked out. He is revived and heads to the Duke Burger. He makes it through and uses his monster truck to get to Hoover Dam. Along the way, someone he must know, Captain Dillon, helps him travel and fight off aliens. Eventually, he makes it to the dam, where he has to get inside and turn off the portal the aliens are using to get to Earth. He makes it inside and needs to spend some amount of time underwater to make it to where he needs to go. Eventually, he makes it through the dam and he finds his friend Captain Dillon dying. Dillon tells him that he needs to plant 2 charges to blow the dam in order for the alien portal to stop. He does this and has to fight a monster. He defeats the monster and has to run from a flooding dam. He makes it out and meets the president, who is pissed at him for ruining the peace talks with the Cycloid Emperor. It turns out the president was helping the Emperor kill Duke so they could rule the world together. The president calls a nuclear strike on top of the dam in order to kill Duke. As he is about to leave, the Emperor arrives and kills the president. Duke defeats the Emperor and is rescued by Graves as the nuke drops. In a press conference after the events, Duke declares he is running for president.
Okay.
Yep. So with that little thing, we don't talk about a lot of the things in this game, but literally this game, the story is filled with the shittiest fucking levels you'll ever play in your life.
Yes.
To start out, guys, I should have mentioned this in gameplay and I forgot. There are no waypoints in this game.
Yeah.
And it's not like the levels are giant or there's like confusing areas to go. But honestly, sometimes I just got so fucking turned around and I'm like, did I come from here or did I not come from here? Where do I go next? Like, waypoints would have been really useful in a game like this.
There's no objective things. There's no guides. There's no journals to look at to tell you where to go. There's literally nothing guiding you ever.
Yeah. So that's a start this fucking story thing. My least favorite thing in this entire story, it's just so boring. So you have to do this monster truck thing, right?
Oh god, I hated that
where
shit.
You're basically driving through and needing to get to the dam, but you basically just recycle the same fucking thing you do 3 or 4 times, and it's so boring.
Yes.
Like, once would have been fine. Once would have been great, and then you do something else and like add some more of a variety in there, but you literally you stop, you're out of gas. So you have to go find gas. You go to the first place, you find gas, you bring it back, you put it in your car. It's pretty quick. Not too bad.
Yeah.
The old town was cool. You got to see some cool stuff there. You got attacked by aliens. Works out. Do it once, you're fine. Nope.
Well, and that first part was cool, honestly, because like the Western vibes and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a really cool section, but then it
I would have loved for them to do a little like at the end of it, you have to like draw with someone. That would have been cool.
Oh, yeah.
That would have like a
Just keep the Western theme if you're going to make this level longer. Don't get
and then
back
have
in the vehicle
one
at all.
the alien wears like a cowboy hat or something. Like that would have been really cool. And Duke just pulls one out of his ass, just finds a cowboy hat, and puts it on.
Seriously.
And he goes, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!" Like, well, that would have been perfect, right?
Yes, it would have been.
But they didn't do that. You keep having to stop and find gas tanks, and it's just really boring and annoying. Like, I would have preferred them do that once, and then you find something else to fucking do.
Yeah, 100%.
The monster truck controls too, they sucked. Like the monster truck sucked. Like you expect it to be like a bad turning and everything, and it just was so boring being in the actual truck.
Well, and you just even touch the gas pedal at all, and you almost like flip your vehicle sometimes. I'm like, what is the torque on this thing? What the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
it just got to the point where I was like, can we just fucking get this done already? I'm getting so bored just fucking sitting here.
Yeah, no, it's dumb. And there's like bugs with it too, because like sometimes when you'd roll your vehicle, you would stay in the vehicle and then you could just hit A to flip and you would flip while you're in it, which I preferred. But then a lot of the other times you would completely fall out of the vehicle and then you had to go up to the vehicle and flip the vehicle Halo style.
Yeah.
And even that flipping it wise, like sometimes I'd have to hit the button 5 times to get it to actually flip, because it wouldn't just actually like full scale flip like it did in Halo. It would like kind of like bump it. And I was like, the fuck?
Yeah, I would say the monster truck, honestly, that was the worst level in this entire game. It's the most bored I felt playing the fucking game. All the other levels were okay. Like, the pacing was bad. You don't really...
The stripper level's also really bad.
Oh, yeah. Well, that one's short, luckily.
Yes, but there's nothing in it. Like, it's go collect 3 things and look at some boobs.
Yeah, and it's an intermediate level. It's in your head.
Yeah.
Like, you get knocked out, and then you're in a strip club. You have to find all these things to get a lap dance from this girl.
Which is a condom,
popcorn,
yeah, and you had to make the popcorn, too.
And her vibrator.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so you had to find these 3 stupid things, and the strip club was just kind of boring.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. They could have made it more exciting, made it more... weird, like put aliens in there too, stripping, and you have no idea what you're even looking at.
That would be funny.
One of the grossest things about this game, guys, just to point it out right now, the aliens capture women.
Yeah.
And they use them to make their alien babies, and to do that, like, they explode. And I'm like, this is something that they could have probably taken out of the game. This really, like, it's not funny, it's not humorous, it's just kind of gross.
It's super gross. It's super crude. It's super awful against women in every way. It's bad.
Like, I'm sure there's no one out there who says, like, this is a good storyline. Like, it was just dumb. Just have them kill them, like, out in the street like they do with every fucking one else. Like, why even have them be the pregnancy whatever?
Yeah.
It was so boring.
Yeah, and I hated that there wasn't actually any way to save any of the women.
Yeah, you just have to kill them before they hatch the babies.
Yeah. So,
it's
yeah.
really
it's
stupid.
Go around and mercy kill every woman in there to feel good about yourself because of how horrible the situation is. Like, it's just awful in every way.
And all of them basically, like, it's really funny. None of them are, like, saying end it or anything like that. They're all just saying, oh my God, my dad's going to kill me if I'm pregnant. I'm like, this isn't funny. This is just dumb. It's just, the humor didn't strike with me, and I'm a guy who likes, like, dirty humor.
I am too.
The humor did not strike with me. They should have done something different.
This was too far. This is one of those things where I'm like, I'm usually okay with a lot of dark humor and a lot of gross out humor and a lot of whatever. I'm okay with most styles of comedy, but sometimes it goes way, way too far. This was one of those moments.
Yeah, it's dumb. Luckily, they only hatched it out for, like, 1 level. It's the Queen level, I want to say, under the Duke Dome. And then you don't ever have to deal with that again for the most part.
Yeah.
I think that was probably a wise decision by them, because if they kept that up, I wouldn't have finished this game.
Well, and like some of the things were just like weird too. Like the aliens, like the face hugger kind of aliens in this game, they're called they're pregnators.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's so weird. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the story in the original Duke Nukem 3D.
I don't either.
I'm gonna guess it must have been.
Maybe.
I know in the second Duke Nukem he goes to space.
Oh, okay.
And then the third Duke Nukem he comes back from space, but the aliens follow him, so you have to defeat them there too.
Okay.
So, but I don't... It's the first Duke Nukem I don't know anything about, so it makes sense that this is more of an alien-centric movie or game, but you could have just fucking had them killing everyone. That would have been better.
True. I guess what was your favorite level if you have one?
Duke Burger was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I
didn't
like the miniature.
Yeah, I didn't like the pre-Duke Burger where you had to scale the vines to get down, because again, waypoints would have been really helpful because I would get confused on where I was going a lot. Yeah. But other than that, honestly, Duke Burger was fun.
Yeah, honestly, the miniature things were kind of decent in that level and stuff too. Kind of entertaining. And that was one of the things that I saw about this game. I saw this game on a list one time on YouTube, and it was talking about horrible games with one good level in it, and it was about the Duke Burger level.
Yeah, the Duke Burger level was fun. That was the most entertaining. The puzzles weren't too bad, but every other level just kind of fell flat there. I don't like being... I didn't like being outside on the streets trying to get to the Duke Dome. That was stupid. I didn't like having to move the fucking crane, because I still don't even understand what I did with the crane.
That was dumb. Yeah,
it's just the entirety of this game, a lot of the story was just so out there. And I get it, it's a satire, so they're trying to be satirical. It'd have been better if they, stole a bunch of elements from a bunch of stories and just threw it in the fucking game combined.
Oh, 100%.
Even if they don't make sense, that would have been hilarious if, at one point you're in New York City because the aliens shot a giant beam down and destroyed the entire city because it's, fucking Independence Day, and then suddenly the aliens are partying at the White House, Attack from Mars or Invaders from Mars, whatever that movie's called. That would have been fun.
Or it would have been really funny if they opened a door to a basement and it's oh look, it's flooded, and it's the flood.
Yeah. or you have Iron Man show up at some point, because I think at this point in the world, Iron Man was out in theaters, Captain America too. That would have been funny if it just shows a desecrate Robert Downey Jr. dead.
Oh yeah, I mean this came out in 2011. I think even the Avengers came out in 2010. So
yeah, so they could have done a lot of cool things, and they just didn't. One thing I read was there was a lot more references in Duke Nukem 3D than there was in this one.
Oh,
so you kind of miss out on all these cool references, seeing certain people dead and seeing movie stuff and tropes and things. In this one, it was more, let's throw a couple games in here, and that's all we'll do, and then after that, we'll just kind of phone it in.
True.
I don't know. After the nuke blows up, you get rescued by Graves, and he's just you're hanging out of this fucking helicopter thing, and he's just holding you by the hand, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
And that's for watching the nuke. You don't get to watch the nuke blow up. Everything is just kind of from your perspective looking at Graves.
Yeah.
Which I thought it would have been so much cooler in the story if you turned around and you saw the nuke.
True.
Right? But no, you don't get to do that either, which is kind of lame.
But remember, cool guys don't look at explosions.
But that's not... they're not referencing that for sure in this game.
I know.
It would have been so much cooler to have the nuke. You actually see the nuke blowing up. But I think that was too expensive probably to visualize that.
It would have been cool if the cover of the game was the ending shot of the game.
Yeah. Where he's holding on to Graves' hand or something. That would have been really cool.
Where he saved the girl. She's wrapped around him as the nuke explodes, and he's standing there fuck yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the game, you fight the Cycloid Emperor and you kill him. And then you pull out his eyeball, I think. Is it his eyeball? And you piss on it. And I'm just well, this isn't that fun. I don't really give a shit about the eyeball pissing.
It's weird.
Yeah, that's just to be crude, and that was it. It wasn't funny. It's not entertaining. It's just to be crude, and I'm again, you have a level of humor you want to put in there when you're crude, and they didn't do that. Which is an interesting move by them, but really stupid. So I don't know. You want to talk any more about the story? Do you have anything else to bring up?
I don't really think so. Like we've said a lot of the things already that we wanted to touch on. So
Yeah. All right. Well, let me make sure. Hold on. Let me check my notes here. Hold on, guys. This is me talking. This is me talking.
sure,
This is
you're
me talking.
talking
We're
now.
still talking. Okay.
I could just be talking in this intermedium too.
Oh, the one thing I want to fucking bring up. The one
Okay.
thing that I hated.
Mm-hmm.
I hated. This actually might be worse than the monster truck.
Oh.
So you spend a good amount of the last level underwater.
Oh yeah.
It was the dumbest fucking thing. And again,
Yes.
like, it's just... And they try to, like... I think they were just taking from Sonic.
Yes, I think they were trying to make fun of the underwater levels because they had the bubbles and everything.
Yeah, so, like... I get what they were trying to do, and doing that once would have been fine, but they did it so much that I just got...
Yes.
I was so fucking tired of the underwater levels after the first time. I'm like, this is so
Yeah.
fucking stupid. They did there's an entire boss fight underground. Like, you just
And it's
fucking
awful.
hate
The
it.
boss fight underground's awful because like
Well, it honestly
you're-
wasn't that bad.
it's not terrible, but like just the attacks of it like could instant kill you if it hits
Yeah,
you
but-
twice.
But it's really easy to avoid them.
It is.
It's like you move a little bit and you avoid them, but that's not the most annoying part. Is just being underwater
Yeah.
and not like it just feels terrible. You also feel like a giant fucking block when you're underwater. So
Yeah.
you want to go through like a hole because you have to go through a hole to get to the next area.
Mhm.
And if you're even a little bit off, like normally a human would kind of just push themselves off of the hole and move forward.
Oh yeah.
Nope, doesn't work like that. You're a giant fucking block character apparently, and you
Yeah.
just hit it and you're like, you can't go forward, and you're running out of air, and you're gonna die. Good luck.
And as bad as the aiming is above land or on land,
Yeah,
It's-
it's worse.
god awful underwater.
Yeah. I don't know. I just felt like that whole sequence could have been taken out of the game. You could have done that once to just show how stupid underwater scenes are.
Yeah.
And I would have laughed. I would have been like, oh yeah, they're right. This is fucking dumb.
And I guess
But
one thing
doing
that
it so much, it was terrible.
one thing I wish they would have changed, they basically, in a lot of these boss fights, give you a couple of different infinite ammo chests to keep going back to.
Yeah.
Just give me infinite ammo in those areas. Like,
Yeah, there's no
don't
point.
make me go to a chest. Like, there's
Yeah.
really no point. And the only weapon you should ever use in a boss fight is the RPG.
Yep. That's all I used. Again, the only weapons I carried on me was an RPG and a shotgun. That's it.
Those are the only ones you really need to use. The shrink ray is kind of fun sometimes, but that's about it.
Yep. All right. Well, yeah. I guess let's move on.
Worth or not?
I think we might have been too clear about our rating for this game before we got to this section.
Yeah, I'm gonna for sure say no. I think there's better
Yeah.
first-person shooters out there. There's better puzzle games out there. I mean, if you want a puzzle game and you want it to be fun, play that. What was that card game we played?
Oh, Inscription.
No, the other one later.
The other card game.
It
The
was
Yu-Gi-Oh
re-
ones?
No, it was like you're a little girl and you had cards you could use in fights.
Oh, Lost in Random.
Lost and Random, thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
that one was a much better puzzle game in my opinion,
Oh, 100%.
with a much better story.
Yeah.
The better for every first-person shooter is basically go play fucking old school GoldenEye. It's better than this. So
Go play Halo 2. Go play...
anything is better than this. Like the shooting was just so unnaturally bad. So yeah, I think we're
Yes.
both gonna go nah on this for sure.
100%. And as there is some funniness to this, and there is people who will have this and enjoy this sense of humor a lot.
Yeah.
But honestly, as someone who loves comedy more than most and watches way too much stand-up, I gotta say, like, this doesn't hit enough for me to ever recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, I kind of want to play Duke Nukem 3D now to see just the difference.
I'm
in how
curious,
good
yeah.
one is and how bad the other one is.
Yeah, I'm curious to go back and see how good those ones were, because people did love the series enough for it to become a full series. So there's a point to it. I just want to know like how different it is, because unanimously, collectively, everyone says this is the absolute worst one.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Duke Nukem Forever, guys. Let's tell you about our next week game.
Yes. Oh, yes. Alan Wake.
Yep,
In-
we're going a little bit on a different kind of game this next week.
Yes. With Alan Wake 2 showing up at the Game of the Year awards and stuff, wanted to catch back with the original. I am going to be
Yep.
playing the remastered version of this.
Oh yeah, I got the remastered as well.
Nice.
I figured it's the same game.
Yeah, it is the exact same.
Yeah, I looked up the difference, and they're like, yeah, the overlays, there's some more glitches in the remaster, and that's about the difference, all the difference you get.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, well,
Yes.
thanks for listening.
Okay. Bye.
We'll see you on the next time.
Yeah. Love
Or maybe we won't see you.
What?
Maybe
Why not?
Maybe we'll just hear you. Oh, wait. We won't hear you. You'll hear
You'll
us.
hear us. I saw where you're going there.
We'll hear you if you email us. If you email us, guys, email us.
Please.
Email us.